Hello and welcome to you all. Okay, so it is good to be back with you again. I have got the Gospel of Mary. I have to say, I think it is one of the most important writings in our lifetime, and it is something that I am eager to read on my channel. So I just want to say that this writing is something that I believe transformed the relationship and the connection between Mary and Jesus. I believe she was someone who had an open mind to the higher realms, and he knew this about her, and it is something that I think defined the relationship between them, and she completely understood him as he understood her. I also believe that this is something that he gave to her to express what the soul and the heart and the mind can accomplish when working as a team, when working together. He is a miracle worker. So I've also researched that not a lot of people know, or they can't be 100% sure that this was Mary Magdalene. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter whether it was Mary Magdalene or whether it was another Mary. The significance of this reading is what matters. Not the logistics of it is what I believe. So without further ado, thank you so much. This is Divine Connection, and I'm about to read the Gospel of Mary. Okay, the Gospel of Mary by Mark M. Madison. Pages 1 through to 6 are missing. An eternal perspective. Then will matter be destroyed or not? The Saviour said, every nature, every form, every creature exists in and with each other, but they will dissolve again into their own roots, because the nature of matter dissolves into its nature alone. Anyone who has ears should hear. Peter said to him, since you've explained everything to us, tell us one more thing. What is the sin of the world? The Saviour said, sin does not exist, but you are the ones who make sin when you act in accordance with the nature of adultery, which is called sin. That's why the good came among you, up to the things of every nature, in order to restore it within its root. Then he continued and said, that's why you get sick and die, because you love what tricks you. Anyone who can understand should understand. Matter gave birth to a passion that has no image, because it comes from what's contrary to nature. Then confusion arises in the whole body. That's why I told you to be content at heart. If you're discontented, find contentment in the presence of various images of nature. Anyone who has ears to hear should hear. Next, the Gospel. When the Blessed One said these things, he greeted them all and said, "Peace be with you. Acquire my peace. Be careful not to let anyone mislead you by saying, 'Look over here,' or 'Look over there,' because the Son of Humanity exists within you. Follow him. Those who seek him will find him. Go then and preach the gospel about the kingdom. Do not lay down any rules beyond what I have given you, nor make a law like the lawgiver, lest you be bound by it." When he said these things, he left, but they grieved and wept bitterly. They said, "How can we go up to the Gentiles to preach the gospel about the kingdom of the Son of Humanity? If they did not spare him, why would they spare us?" Next, Mary and Jesus. Then Mary arose and greeted them all. She said to her brothers and sisters, "Do not weep and grieve, or let your hearts be divided, because his grace will be with you all and will protect you. Rather, we should praise his greatness, because he's prepared us and made us humans." When Mary said these things, she turned their hearts towards the good, and they started to debate the words of the Saviour. Peter said to Mary, "Sister, we know the Saviour loved you more than all other women. Tell us the words of the Saviour that you remember, the things which you know that we don't, and which we have not heard." In response, Mary said, "I will tell you what's hidden from you." So she started to tell them these words. She said, "I saw the Lord in a vision, and I said to him, 'Lord, I saw you in a vision today.' In response, he said to me, 'You are blessed because you did not waver at the sight of me. For where the mind is, there is the treasure.' I said to him, 'Lord, now does the one who sees the vision see it in the soul or in the spirit?' In response, the Saviour said, 'They don't see it in the soul or in the spirit, but the mind which exists between the two is what sees the vision, and it that.'" And then after that, everybody, pages 11 through to 14 are missing. Oh, how wonderful if they were to find those pages. Okay, next is overcoming the powers. And Desire said, "I did not see you going down, but now I see you are going up. So why are you lying, since you belong to me?" In response, the soul said, "I saw you, but you did not see me or know me. I was to you just a garment, and you did not recognize me." When it said these things, it left, rejoicing greatly. Again, it came to the third power, which is called ignorance. It interrogated the soul and said, "Where are you going? In wickedness you're bound. Since you're bound, do not judge." And the soul said, "Why do you judge me, since I have not judged? I was bound, even though I have not bound. They did not recognize me, but I've recognized that everything will dissolve, both the things of the earth and the things of heaven." When the soul had overcome the third power, it went up and saw the fourth power, which took 7 forms. Now, everybody, before I continue on this part, this is vital information, okay? So I believe when they say that Jesus helped Mary or took away the 7 demons apparently that she had, I believe that he was talking about this. And this, of course, does not just apply to Mary, but applies to every single one of us, every single human being out there, okay? So I just wanted to make that clear before I continue. The first form is darkness. The second, desire. The third, ignorance. The fourth, zeal for death. The fifth, the kingdom of the flesh. The sixth, the foolish wisdom of flesh. The seventh, the wisdom of anger. These are the 7 powers of wrath. Does everyone understand this? These are the negative aspects of humanity. These are the 7 most awful traits to the human race. And they all belong to the mind. So it's not the fusion of heart and soul there, is what I believe. They ask the soul, "Where do you come from, you murderer? And where are you going, conqueror of space?" In response, the soul said, "What binds me has been killed, and what surrounds me has been overcome. My desire is gone, and ignorance has died. In a world I was released, from a world and in a type from a type which is above, and from the chain of forgetfulness which exists only for a time. From now on, I'll receive the rest of the time of the season of the age in silence." When Mary said these things, she fell silent, because the Saviour had spoken with her up to this point. Next, conflict of authority. In response, Andrew said to the brothers and the sisters, "Say what you will about what she has said. I myself do not believe that the Saviour said these things, because these teachings seem like different ideas." In response, Peter also spoke out with the same concerns. He asked them concerning the Saviour. He did not speak with a woman without our knowledge and not publicly with us, did he? Will we turn around and all listen to her? Did he prefer her to us? Then Mary wept and said to Peter, "My brother Peter, what are you thinking? Do you really think that I thought this up myself in my heart, or that I'm lying about the Saviour?" In response, Levi said to Peter, "Peter, you've always been angry. Now I see you debating with this woman like the adversaries. But if the Saviour made her worthy, who are you then to reject her? Surely the Saviour knows her very well. That's why he loved her more than us. Rather, we should be ashamed, clothe ourselves with perfect humanity, and acquire it for ourselves as he instructed us, and preach the gospel, not laying down any other rule or other law beyond what the Saviour said. When Levi said these things, they started to go out and to teach and to preach. And that was the gospel according to Mary. So I totally believe that, it is not unusual for Mary to have this conversation with the Saviour. In fact, I think it was one of many conversations that they had. I don't think it was the first time that they spoke like this. Everybody has to understand, back in those days, it would have been difficult for the disciples, for the men, to have such insight into, the other realms. So if we know that Jesus is a miracle worker, if we know that, there was the resurrection, then why wouldn't he have conversations like this with Mary? I totally believe that these conversations were one of many. I don't think that it was something that was just said once. And I think, when they found this manuscript, they were just lucky that it was just this one conversation. But I believe there were so many, and many that were not written. So, a lot of it, would have been between her and him and very private. And, obviously, she said what she needed to say to the disciples. But at the same time, I don't think that she would have said everything, because your love and your belief in God is a very personal experience. And I believe she had this with him. One more thing before going is, of course, it would be difficult for people to understand, not just back then, but even today, in the day that we are in, because, the comprehension, like, people would turn around and say, what are you talking about? Or, she's crazy, or there was a lot of things that they would have said. Even today, these things would happen. But at the same time, we all have to remember as well, they even called our Saviour crazy. They even said that he was a madman. So, it's easy for people to judge when they don't have that understanding of the soul and, the connection to Christ because of that, and the communication that blossoms out of that. So I just wanted to read this because I think it's one of the most beautiful writings, and I think she was a breath of fresh air to him. You know, I think that she got him on a level which the disciples did not. I mean, when I say that, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think that they had these conversations between the men too much. We have to understand women are very nurturing, okay? Women have got a different kind of understanding of things, okay? So, you know, the feminine aspect. So, you know, good on her. Good on her, and not just her, good on anybody who had these conversations with him. Because it's important. This is the spiritual enlightenment. And I think it's absolutely awe-inspiring. So I just wanted to talk about it and give a little bit of insight. And, you know, I'm sure there would have been such happy moments in Yeshua's life. Not everything was doom and gloom. I mean, we have to also remember, you know, the times that they haven't written about. You know, those moments are what matter. The moments even that are not written in the Bible. So I think a lot of it has got to do with connection and divinity between the masculine and the feminine. So that is my take with this beautiful writing, the Gospel of Mary. So, having said that, I just want to say thank you for coming back. Thank you to my viewers. Thank you to all of you. If it's something you resonate with, if it's something that you're interested in, you know, continue along this path with me. If I can help in any way, if I can give some insight to people, that is my dream, to help people out there wake up. So, thank you so much. Until next time, this is Divine Connection. Thank you, and I will see you very soon. Thank you.